From Divine Sister of the Light Vidya Frazier, The Great Shakeup. What's shaking loose in you? If you've been feeling anxious, vulnerable, or ungrounded lately, it's totally understandable. There's currently a whole lot of shaking going on. We can no longer ignore it. In so many ways, the world as we've known it is now truly falling apart. Multiple wars continue on despite efforts to cease them. According to many reports, the state of the world financial system is greatly unstable. Then there's the increasing political strife that continues worldwide. Certain countries seem to be in the process of actually collapsing. Frightening news about digital IDs, data centers, negative alien agendas abound, and perhaps the most unsettling event that has recently happened was when 4 large earthquakes all occurred last week within hours of each other. And the destruction that happened due to the 2 in Venezuela is so devastating, especially now that there has, unbelievably, been yet another one. It is beyond imaginable. Many of us have known for a long time that as the ascension of the earth would truly begin occurring, significant earth changes would begin happening. But now that the reality of this prediction is actually beginning to occur, it can be extremely scary. What's important to understand with all of these frightening events, and especially with the earthquakes, 144 flowing in, is that as awful as they are, they indicate that Mother Earth is finally shaking free of all the darkness she has held for thousands of years. As she now rises rapidly in frequency, she is finally breaking free and reawakening to her original state. The earthquake is also happening within you. What may be even more important to pay attention to, however, is that the same thing is likely also happening within you as well. Even if nothing major is shaking loose yet in your life, you may still be feeling anxious, vulnerable, and unsafe in some way, as if you're sensing something frightening coming your way. Or perhaps you're experiencing deep grief without any awareness of why. Or you feel like you have to prepare for something big, but you don't quite know what it is yet. Maybe you feel a sense of loss, and yet you can't name what it is you've lost. Again, this is probably because a whole lot is now beginning to shake loose on the planet, and you're sensing it. And many powerful events will likely continue to occur in the months to come. But you are likely also sensing a shaking that's already beginning to take place within your own being. Maybe you've realized that all false aspects of your identity are now rising to the surface in order to be seen and let go of. It could be important identities such as your work identity, your relationship identity, or your spiritual mission identity. Perhaps there are some stuck ego energies embedded in them, or it's just time to move on to something new. Or maybe it's patterns you've been running most of your life that have kept you small, ineffective, and in constant pain. Think about it. What negative patterns are now in your face, attempting to shake loose? Maybe it's overgiving or over-forgiving, trying to somehow win people's love or to be a spiritual person even when it means hurting yourself. Or maybe it's not being forgiving enough, always holding a grudge when it means cutting off people who really do love you. Or it could be trusting too much, or not trusting enough, or not taking really good care of yourself, overeating, not checking out health problems, somehow punishing yourself for something you've done. We all have these kinds of patterns, thanks to the inner critic implant, which is now beginning to lose its power within us. So these patterns are now becoming both obvious and easier to let go of. But be aware, if you don't consciously focus on them and do what you can to let them go, they will be leaving you anyway. It just might cause you greater discomfort. In general, it's helpful to realize that during this stage of ascension, just about everything you think you have known about yourself is being challenged. On many different levels, you may be discovering that you are simply no longer who you've always thought yourself to be. Your entire sense of self may feel as if it is in the process of crumbling and dissolving. Letting go can be such a relief. In particular, In this process of letting go, you may discover that all ancestral baggage you've been carrying your whole life is part of what is now beginning to release. This includes all the unresolved torment and fear of your ancestors that you naturally took on at birth. It also includes all your soul contracts with them and all curses that have been passed down through generations, as well as the survival patterns you've inherited from them. You might initially feel shaken by this release, because you've lived with these burdens all your life and felt them to be a part of who you are. But be aware that these ancestral patterns were never actually a part of who you naturally are. They were placed upon you by the corrupted karmic system that began millennia ago in order to weaken humanity. The real you is appearing. And meanwhile, have you noticed, at the same time, who you always have been, but have probably only glimpsed or felt temporarily at times, is now also being revealed to you more and more. The infinite soul that you are, a being that has always been directly connected to Source, to the very heart of creation, is now coming online. Are you getting glimpses of this? It's true that as beautiful and exciting as this may be, the revealing of your true self can also initially be a shock. This alone can cause you to feel vulnerable and anxious. This revelation of who you really are, this radical shift of identity, can initially be stressful. But if you can trust this process and learn to just allow what is happening to occur, you will finally, at long last, begin to embody the much larger, more powerful and radiant being you have always been, and you will begin experiencing the true freedom you have always yearned for. You will see that the one you've generally experienced yourself to be, a body, a mind, a being with a certain personality and identity, has just been an illusion, a type of overlay that has hidden who you truly are. The positive future is already happening. As always, it's important to keep remembering that it's the high-frequency light now flooding the planet that is causing all the darkness to be revealed and the shaking to occur. Everything that is not aligned with the positive future we are now shifting into needs first to break down, collapse, and be released. It can at times be difficult to see the positive future coming in, because everything is needing to get a lot worse for a while before the world can come to rest in this new future we are shifting into. We have to be patient. Just keep remembering, as you witness and experience earthquakes, both on the earth and within yourself, the most important thing you can do is to attend to your own inner process of healing. Focus on the releasing of old patterns and identities that no longer serve you. It's important to allow the great shaking clean out to occur, however it may manifest in your life and within you. If you can, try to step back and just let it happen. Trust that whatever is leaving was never actually a part of the true you to begin with. It needs to leave. And as you let it all go, you'll then be able to see more and more the glorious reawakening self that is in the process of emerging within you. From VidyaFrazier.com. I am Paul White Gold Eagle from PrimeDisclosure.com. Have a most beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.